Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this meeting on 14th of November. First of all, I'd like Nick to say prayers, please.
Almighty and eternal God, source of all hope, source of all lights, we give thanks for our freedom and our democracy in this land. And we pray that love will lead us forward. Love that is patient, love that is kind, love that does not envy nor boast, love that is not proud nor rude nor self-seeking, love that is not easily angered and keeps no record of wrong, love that does not delight in evil but rejoices with the truth, always protects, always trusts, always hopes and always perseveres. So Lord, in love, guide and guard your people as we seek to lead your community in this town. So may your blessing be upon this time and grant wisdom and discernment to all those who serve. We ask this in the wonderful name of Jesus Christ, our Saviour and Lord. Amen.
Amen. Apologies, please. Chris.
I've got Councillor Buck and Councillor Charlesworth. I don't know of any more. Is that it?
Yeah. Declaration of interest. Pardon? Yes, David?
Anything that comes up with allotment to this, we've got some allotments.
Okay, so Dave answered. Ken, what did you put your hand up?
He did as well, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Got Ken on there.
Notification of lobbying that's on the agenda.
Yeah, I'd like to be lobby chair.
Yeah. Yep.
What is it? What is it?
What's that on, David, please?
What you never asked. Reference the by-elections.
Right. But that's not on the agenda, is it?
Yes, there's
there's
an amount of money to pay a bill.
Oh, right, yes, okay.
Pay the
yes.
bill, yeah.
Sorry. Yep. Right. To receive consider adopting an accurate record of the following minutes. Right, it's the minutes now, as far as I'm concerned, we've had no reply from anybody that it's wrong, so
yeah, if you have no alterations or anything, I propose that we do the whole lot en bloc.
yes.
Are we not going to discuss the minutes, Chair?
No.
Well, okay.
Nobody's replied to the instruction on the minutes, and that is to reply by a set date, and nobody has, so it's to be taken en bloc.
What if you lobbied Saturday, Mr. Mayor?
Pardon?
What if you've been lobbied on Saturday after these are supposed to be in?
What's that got to do with minutes?
You're a cleft stick, aren't you? You can't do anything.
What's that got to do with minutes?
Well, you know what? If you've been lobbied on the minutes and you say you can't put anything in...
Hold on. We're talking about the minutes now, Charlie.
I know what we're talking about.
Not lobbying. We've done lobbying. Right, we're talking on the minutes.
No, Chair, he's got a very salient point, and listen to what he's trying to tell you.
Well, I'm sorry. As far as I'm concerned, David, I'm the chair of this meeting. Right, and as far as I'm concerned, no discussion on minutes. It states it on the bottom of the minutes, and as far as I'm concerned, that's it. Thank you very much.
Chair, I'm just going to make one point. I'm not really going to discuss it on the minutes, but Councillor S. Bakeshaw did give her apologies, and she also made some declaration of interest.
Yeah.
I presume she wasn't here, so
Fine.
I presume that's a slight error that should be made.
But at the same time, it should have been reported before.
I want to see it.
Right.
Have you seen it?
Eh?
Did you see it?
No, I didn't write the minutes.
No, we didn't have to see it.
Right. That's it. Right. Questions and statements from members of the public.
Do we need to vote on the minutes?
Do we have to?
You voted on block.
You voted en bloc.
On block.
Questions and statements from members of the public.
We've not voted on the minutes, Mr Mayor.
You don't need to when it's en bloc.
I know it was on block, but I just thought we had to do it.
Okay, then we'll do it on block then.
Yeah.
Proposer?
All right,
Proposer?
Yeah.
Proposer? Proposer?
Okay, I'll propose that. We've got the minutes done on
Yeah.
block.
Yeah. Okay.
Second.
Who seconded? Pete. All in favour?
Any objections? Any objections?
Any objections? Abstain?
Aye. 3 abstain.
Right, questions and statements from members of the public. Yes, sir.
I'd like to ask the Town Council to consider lobbying the County Council in terms of plans on the Walker Street school site. There are plans in place to replace Lincroft Primary School on the school site, but it only takes up part of the site that is there. And in the traffic report on the plans, it does highlight some concerns that we have for all the local residents in that area. And with an additional 17 properties planned for the Victory Club site as well, an application in place, I'd ask the Town Council to speak out on behalf of the residents to ensure that the consideration for the current homes in terms of parking and the businesses in that area is carried forward, and that the use of the rest of that land is brought to the attention of the public, and people are asked about how we can best use that land in the future.
Fine. That'll be done. Yes, madam.
I've come really to ask for help.
What's her name?
My name's Marlene Gray.
What's her name?
Coordinator of the food bank.
Can you
Excuse-
repeat your name, please? I can't catch it.
Sorry?
What's your name, please?
Marlene Seagrave.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Marlene.
Here's a microphone.
The mic's right there.
Marley, come down
Come
here.
round, Marley.
better off coming down here.
I should pick you up from there.
To ask for help. My name is Marlene Seagrave. I'm the coordinator of the food bank in Eastwood. We operate from the Volunteer Bureau. Councillor Bagshaw obviously is the manager there. We've been running approximately 7 years. We average about 25 bags a week. So I've estimated we've been running about 7 years. And in those 7 years, we've given out probably 8,400 bags, 8,500. When we started this, it was probably about 4 bags a week we gave out. 2010 to 2011, we gave out 389 parcels. From October 2015 to September 2016, this year, we've given out 1,188 bags of food. We've just had the harvest festivals in the schools. They've given us so much. There's a mountain of food, but the issue always has been, where do we put it? At the moment, we're in the impact centre on Bucket Road, the old school. We've got part of a room there. It's very cold and it's damp, and really we don't know how long they're going to be in there. The Assemblies of God own that part, so they kind of let us use part of this room. But unfortunately, it's only a little section of it. What we've always been looking for is a place we can store the food. It's all non-perishable, preferably in Eastwood. It needs to be safe. It needs to be secure. It's really a place just to store food at the moment because the volunteer bureau is an excellent place to give the food out. People know it. They're accustomed to it being there. They come from Kimberley, they come from Brinsley, they all know where the building is. So actually it's an excellent point, a place where they can come and pick these parcels up. The issue is storage. Where can we put this food where it's going to be safe and it's going to be secure? The other thing is we do help other organisations too. We have framework, phone us up, saying, you know, they know these people, this family, they're really short of food, can you help them? Eastern Women's Project, they phone up as well, Sure Start. We've given food to St Anne's because they were literally out of food. So we gave them some food, they phoned us up. And, you know, it just makes me think, I was born in Eastwood. And Eastwood, in the past, has had a bad name. No drugs, everything. I think this is really good for Eastwood because people know they can come to us and they know we can help them. And if we can, we will help them. We help anyone. So obviously, you know, we still need to keep this running. And so really, I'm just asking for your help. We haven't a lot of money, so really we would like it free. I know that's a big ask.
So, Mr. Mayor and fellow councillors, etc., members of the public, have we, what you're asking is, have we got anywhere where we could store the food?
That's right.
Yes.
Yes.
Have we got anywhere where we could store the food, and is there accessibility to the food when they need it, basically?
Are you talking in this building?
Yes. I think this is what the lady is saying.
Well,
Anyway, but
not necessarily. Sorry.
Not necessary. Sorry, Sue.
You're all right.
But
We're desperate
Yes.
to store food.
yeah,
Really
which is not
desperate.
perishable, I would say.
We're chock-a-block at the moment now. We just haven't got anywhere else to store it. And we don't want this food to go to waste.
No.
Because it's damp there.
Yeah.
We don't want the tins to go rusty, because people have given this food. So if you know of anywhere in Eastwood, we could store some. And we'd be
Well,
very grateful.
I do know somewhere, but whether the gentleman will accept it, I'm not sure. Josie, you know the guy who owns the boxing club? The area next door, it's empty at this point in time.
It's also cold and damp. It's been done up.
Look, I'm sorry, as far as I'm concerned, anywhere is worth looking at.
You say it's cold and damp. Sorry, Chair. You say it's cold and damp. Has it got power in there?
Not yet. You talked about the big building next door.
To the boxing club, yes.
Yeah, the big building currently. Because I work for St Mary's Church, and I'm at St Mary's Church. They're currently sorting out the electricity for that building. Now, when the electricity is actually sorted, because if you go to the car park at present moment, there's a big wire sticking out of one of the buildings, and they're going to transfer it from one building into the other building. Now, when that's done, I'm not sure what heat will be available in that area. You'd have to speak to the owner of the building, but that's a possibility.
We can approach that one.
And it goes to the Pentecostal church, so you might be very favourable, you might say.
Yes, Sue.
Your needs.
Yeah.
Yes, Sue.
No, I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Oh, that's all right, madam. Yes, Charlie.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I've been trying to get in. The guys at the back, are they clean, dry and empty?
Where's that?
The garages.
Back up here?
No,
The,
They're not.
they're
No.
not.
the storage of our equipment in there, it went all mouldy and everything.
Oh, I thought we were getting rid of that.
That's got, yes.
All the equipment's gone. One garage is it's going to be storage for us. It is cold, it is damp, the doors aren't very good,
Well,
they're not very
damp,
waterproof.
Yeah.
That's
It's
out
damp,
of the question.
otherwise I would have suggested you put it here. It's not suitable for storing food in. There's nowhere else in this building we could do that.
But I don't know what's happening next door. Right,
Empty shop.
that's empty now. Whether that's going or not, I don't know. And again, I don't know probably people from Broxtown more than what I do about this. What about the urban arts? You know, I know they've said that it's going to be a spa, but there's also down in the basement, right, where they say they're going to put the H. Lawrence Heritage and this sort of thing. Is there room in there? I don't know. The honest answer is I don't know. But yes, Pat.
There's a big article in the Post about it tonight, and it says they're going to make use of the basement.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Short term,
Yes.
it'd be worth approaching,
Yes.
providing there's heat.
Yes.
And the thing is, who's going to pay? We've got no money, who's going to pay for the heating? I mean, I'm trying to help them.
Yes,
I'm not
yes.
putting-
I think this is something everybody can put their thoughts to, and we'll get back. We'll get back to you.
Not damp, but I think they'll charge us for the heating.
Yes, David.
I just think that it's such an important issue that, we ought to all go away and think about it. It's just dropped on us, and people can't very often think of places. But if during the week we come across places, we may report back to yourself or Marlene to say,
Yes.
there may be an opportunity
Yeah.
here. So everyone must think about it during the next week, if that would be good.
Has anybody got any contact at Stepping Stones, or used to be?
Yeah.
That
That would be a good building.
It is dry, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it is secure.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's all sorts of thoughts that come out. Yes.
Good building.
Yes, Madu.
Hello.
Hello.
My name's Amanda Pugsley. I live on Princess Street.
Yes.
I've lived 20 years. I was hoping to come tonight and find some police presence, but obviously not. I can't be bothered. I've got a big drugs problem, big rubbish problem that just seems to be being, I don't know, let's brush it under there. You ring up, complain, we can't denote about that. You'll have to ring so and so. We can't denote about that. And I'm sick of opening my front door and my back door and finding somebody else's rubbish outside it. Absolutely fed up to the back teeth of picking other people's rubbish up.
Right,
Dirty nappies. There's actually a dirty nappy on the first bungalow that you can see over the wall. Somebody's, and I know exactly, there's only 2 people on that street who have got children old enough for nappies. So one of their friends or them have decided to kick it onto that gentleman's roof, which is where it is still now, sitting on his roof.
Yes, David.
Chair, I'm going to come around here because I can't see her. We're in the right spot. I'm David Bagshaw. It's my ward. I'll give you my phone number. Talk to me. I'll come up and I'll look at it. We'll
With
with Josie. Both our wards. We'll certainly come up and look at that because that's a problem. And I'm a Broxtown Council.
The only day it's clean is Tuesday, when the bin men are due and the other men are coming with the grabbers to pick it up.
Just give me your mobile before it ends, and I'll give you a ring and we'll come and have a look. I'll be up tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Rather an abstract question, seeing as the police aren't here.
Yes.
Would you know how many people are serving ASBO orders? And I ask this purely of the fact it's been a magnificent autumn. The amount of leaves seems to be excessive. A couple of weeks ago, outside Iceland, a layer of leaves would have done credit to any carpet fitter.
Yes.
If anyone's serving, would it be against their human rights, if we have any houseboats, to give them some bin lines and let's clean the town up a bit, especially in front of the shops? The council don't seem to be doing anything about it.
Anybody coming in on that one? Yes, David.
Yeah, I'll come in. I totally agree. If you go across Green Hills Road, I think we've got more. And there's an old lady comes out there and a lovely old lady. Comes out
Sweeping
every
up.
day. I think she's got a bit of OCD about leaves. But every day, every minute she's out there cleaning them up, and there's big piles across there. Well, saying that, I saw a Broxtowe van the other day, and he'd gone past and he was full of leaves. So somewhere or other, they are collecting them. But in the main thoroughfares, we've got that small little cleaner
Yes.
that can go round pavements, etc. That needs to be here. So I'll take that on board.
But if you don't mind, Councillor, I totally agree with what the member of the public is saying, because go back only a matter of a few years ago, didn't we have one of these things in place where, what the gentleman is talking about, where they used to have people that had to pay back into the community for things what they'd done wrong, if you like?
Still do.
What has happened to it round here? Because we used to have it round here, because they used to have to clean round the cut side, etc., etc. What's happened to that now? This surely is a police matter again. A police and a council matter combined.
I think it's actually more of a council matter.
I'm still a bit green, David. You know,
they may involve then that community payback. I think that's a great idea.
The community payback.
I think that's a great idea in actual fact. But all the time you have to somebody monitoring them. So I'll take that up, Chair.
Yep.
And I'll report back.
Okay.
Have we got anybody currently say then, Mr. Chair?
That's an answer we can't give you tonight, Colin. Sorry.
They probably claim against the human rights as they're not fit to do it.
I don't disagree. Yes, Brian.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, councillors. Mine's a two-part question, and one that I was going to ask is part of item 7 on your agenda. It's related to the by-election on 29th of September. I'm now led to believe, Mr. Mayor, that the figures have now been finalised for the total cost of this election. As I say, we won't be able to speak on item 7, obviously, but could you tell the public, because you have the figures in front of you, could you tell the members of the public how much this by-election costs, or this election costs?
Chris?
Yes. Yep. We've got a bill in front of me for £7,993.88p.
As I say, Mr. Mayor, my prediction was right, where when 500 people voted, that cost £150 for every person that went to the by-election. But we'll leave it at that, because I think it's been discussed long enough. But I think the public should know that. And as I say, those figures, I hope, will be made public, obviously on the minutes. That's 7,900. On the second part of the question, Mr. Mayor, very briefly, about 3 to 4 council meetings away, I did ask that, you know, as good as this building is, if you remember, I talked about the people that have put loads of years that are no longer with us into the bedrock of this town council, and I'm talking about ex-mayors. And when I asked where the records of them are, I was told that yes, because of the new building, give us time, we're going to bring all the photo frames up to standard, and we'll put them. Can I ask a progress report on that, please?
That was I who told you that. Yes, it's still
pending.
We haven't done any progress on it at the moment because of with the retail area and etc. etc. That is still planned to be done. I can't give you a time frame because I honestly don't know.
Mr. Deputy Mayor, through the chair, is Wilco's then, or the type of people that maybe provide that, is it too difficult to standardise these? Because I think really, you know, I fully understand the amount of work that's been done on the front, but it's just a case of fob off again, really.
No, I'm sorry, I will argue all day long on that. It's not a fob off. Some of the photographs need redoing. They're all different sizes. They need digitising, standardising.
Yeah.
Some of the mayors we haven't got photographs of, and they are still available to have photographs taken. We still get to do that. It's not a fob off.
So is your progress report, Mr. Deputy Mayor, that you're still researching to find?
We're still doing it, but it's a matter of finding the time to do it.
what about the notice board, which was
That-
the last one, 2007, Robert D. Charlesworth? What's the latest on that one, please?
That's again, that needs finding somebody who can refurbish that. We need to get a cost, and whether we can take the names off and reduce the actual sort of lines that people have, like Mrs. Hazel Braithwaite has got quite a few lines.
Yeah,
The idea
I
would be
understand
to reduce it and just put from to with one name. That's still, again, it's
Pending.
still in
Pending.
it
Yes, David.
comes at a cost.
Fully
Plus,
understand that.
we've got to find somebody who can do it.
But we've just spent 7,900 on an election.
Yeah, exactly. So if you had that 7,900 in the pocket, then there you
Yeah.
go.
But, you know, if it's cost, well, I do excuse that. It's not a fob off, not a word I like to use. But I would like to think that, you know, 6 months now and still no work on it?
Point taken.
Yes, do.
Chair,
Oh, sorry, David. Sorry, I did say yes, and then and it went haywire.
Yeah,
Yes.
went straight out of line. Thank you very much. In answer to the member of the public's query about how much it costs, and it's £7,900, and as we said at the last council meeting, this could easily have been avoided, and it wouldn't have altered the status of this council by the majority party just acceding to let us co-opt someone onto this council. It would have saved us
I think-
£7,900. Just as simple as that, Chair.
Right, fair enough.
And you
Yes,
can't
madam.
You can't put a price on democracy.
No, absolutely not. Democratic, right?
I'm here to speak again about the druggies,
Yes.
and I was hoping that the police would be here tonight.
I'm
They were
afraid-
supposed to be here last night.
Yes, I'm afraid we've got no
Again tonight.
body here
But,
tonight.
It's unbelievable. I mean, I live on
Princeton Street.
Mansfield Road, I do.
Right.
Son lives on Princeton
That's
Street.
right.
But they come in now, the cars are parking in our car park. And the druggies are coming over and giving them drugs. Honestly. I mean, on Friday, while the service was on down there, they were serving people on the road with drugs. And number 7.
Yep. Yes, David.
Can I ask the lady, where are they parking?
You know the old bungalows,
In
David.
Across of in the bungalows.
The old bungalows. You know that slip road. That's where she's on about.
Right.
And they're also parking on the other side because the lady said that she saw them there.
Yes.
giving drugs to them.
And can I just say, Mr Mayor, on the ladies' behalf, I, along with another member of this council, have witnessed these kind of things, and I have actually reported it myself to the police, and absolutely nothing done about it. So, where do we go from here?
I've reported everything. 9 times I've been to the police in Nottingham. To the
I
station in
actually
Nottingham and
rang.
reported it.
I got on my mobile this particular morning that I walked down there and walked by, because I know the lady, I know her son. I walked by at the time. I got straight on my mobile phone, phoned the police, and I said, I know for a fact that there are people here dealing in drugs, because they don't just turn up at this particular house, and I think 1 or 2 people know that this particular house, they don't just turn up for no reason, and all of a sudden they're in, out, and there's other guys suddenly coming around on push bikes,
Yeah, they've got black people,
filling
black
their
people
pockets,
also
etc.,
down
and
there.
cycling on.
Yeah.
And the response I got was, we'll be there as soon as possible. And I waited about myself at the end of their road, because I didn't want to obviously make it look like I was involved in it. And I waited about for a half an hour and thought, well, there you go. Nothing has been done.
I'll make a suggestion, right? That at our next town council meeting, I'll try and get Paddy Tippin here.
Yeah.
Well, yes, because I was going to
Yes.
get in touch
Yes.
with him.
Can I just add to that as well?
Yes.
I could give you names if you like.
Oh, I could.
Yes.
Well, no,
Amanda, I
they're
could.
dealing, and I'll tell you where they have started dealing. I've stood in my bedroom and watched them doing it. You know where the cafe used to be on the corner?
Yes.
The Jitty?
Yeah, they got it there.
The 92 is. It's kind of about 3 or 4 times on the phone. Next minute
Yeah.
it comes past, they're up there.
Council's got a response to this.
Yes, David.
Sorry, David. Well,
I have, Peter. And it's a problem. It's getting to be a major problem.
It's been going on now nearly 10 or 11 months.
And unfortunately, we have to go through this procedure.
Yeah.
And the procedure is you have to ring the cops control room.
People won't ring the cops because they're too frightened to ring them.
I agree with what you're saying. You should be able to go and knock on your cop door and say, "Come down here, the drug dealing." You can't do it.
Can I just say, right, from word go, we'll just ignore this drug problem. We had a drug problem before that. Mr. Stiggy, as I know him. Yeah. Well, he was living in the property number 6. He, as far as I was aware, shouldn't have even been in that property. He was doing the dealing. I sat for months, and I'll admit it, I sat for months. I had a phone call off a policeman on my mobile phone. Somebody had given him my number. So I said, fair enough. He says, I hear you've got some information. I got a diary, and I've still got it now. It's got car numbers in it, the colour of the car, the make of the car. Do you know what happened? Absolutely bloody nothing.
Absolutely.
Because when they raided them, we can't find anything. A month later, when they got chucked out, the council hired a private company to put their furniture, property in storage. We stood and spoke to them. The young lad came out. My partner said, "What's the matter?" He says, "I'm not going nowhere near that property." He says, "I don't get paid enough to clear that out." There were used needles everywhere. So you tell me where they couldn't find any drugs.
Yes, but
That is A-class drugs if you're losing needles.
We're not saying, we've never said they can't find drugs. What we're saying
But
is,
what I'm
we're saying
saying
is
is-
the procedure that unfortunately we have to follow from the cops
Yeah.
is to report it to
And
the
I gave them
police.
months. I was giving them times that they were coming down. The police could have come down Princess Street any day.
Totally agree with you.
Blocked that street.
100%
It was
agree.
like the bloody M1 down there.
100%
M1,
agree.
you couldn't get down to your own property because of them coming down for their fix. And we were fed up with it. And do you know what the policeman said to me? "Can we come and do surveillance in your house?" I don't think so. I've got my son to think about. And he got evicted. This young lady's been moved in with their scumbag boyfriend who's been in prison twice since they lived there. And another well-known family that everybody will probably know. The police certainly know them. And I'm getting sick to the back teeth of it. What with the bloody rubbish on the street, I'm fed up with it. So I don't care how long it takes. I want them all out and gone. I've lived there 20 years. I've got a disabled
Yes,
son.
Pat.
Can I get a word in?
yes,
And
but
I want to look after my son. I don't want scumbags like that coming back
Excuse me,
in
Doug.
my house.
Excuse me, I want to ask you a question. The last time the police sergeant was here, and the police were here, were you the lady who went
No.
in that other room?
No.
with him?
No.
All right, then.
I didn't
Right,
even
then.
know. I used to go to the council. I didn't even know these council meetings had started, or had already been up here. I only knew because I happened to bump into Ken.
Well, I'll ask the question then, Mayor. He promised that there was something going off the last time. The
yeah, well,
police-
since then they
You know,
made 2 raids.
Yeah, but so it's not alleviating the problem at
I
all.
appreciate that.
They're moving
But,
the drugs
I think the best movement from here is to get Paddy Tipping to our next meeting.
Yeah.
Right? And I think, because all the talking we're doing tonight, as far as these people are concerned, it's all hot air.
They're
Until
very
we've got to
people
answer.
because they're shifting the drugs from one
Yes.
place to the
Yes.
next. It's never in the right property.
And I'll try and get the Chief Inspector as well. Chief Constable,
They
sorry.
made a house, but there's no drugs there because it's moved.
Yes.
You know, and it will
Yes, Ken.
They're not daft, these lads aren't. You know, but they've got to put enough facilities on there, enough coppers to do it all.
Yeah. But I'll try and get Paddy Tipping and the Chief Inspector.
But what I want to know is, number 7.
Yes.
Is that it from morning till night? on that bike and he's talking to himself all the way he's going. I could think he's on drugs. So it's a council house, number 7.
Yes.
Why not move in?
Yes.
Can't you move in?
Can I say I'm down there all the time?
Sorry.
Okay.
Because
If it's the fund they're thinking of, it's a
car
private rent. It's
Yeah.
not council.
No, it's not the one. Can I say I'm down there all the time? I do report it to the police all the time. All I get from the police is, yes, we're looking at it, they're under surveillance, and we're monitoring it. But they've been monitoring it now for the past 6 or 7 months, and nothing's been done about it. They do say they're having a walk round there, and I've only seen one down there, one PSO, down that area in the last 2 months. And I actually spoke to him today in Eastwood, and I said to him, what's going on? He says, well, it's quite a bit, but I can't tell you. But I do know that they've had raids down there. They're not finding the drugs because, I tell you what, they're more crafty than the police are, because they're moving them from one house to another house. So as soon as they raid one house, there's nothing there, but it's in somebody else's house. And then when they raid the other house, they move it back to that house. So they shifted the drugs about all the way along Princess Street.
Yeah, but
And we do know that.
It's right to go in for the
So
drugs.
therefore, why don't they raid, if they know that this is happening, why don't they raid 2 or 3 houses right at the same time?
Can I just say something to you, madam? And this is for your own benefit. Don't mention names. Yes, I'm thinking. Pardon?
We had one meeting, I can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah. All I'm saying to this young lady is she's just mentioned rights again. Right now, as far as I'm concerned, we all do, but I'm fearing for you, right?
I can't say that.
You know, if you shout their name out, they could retaliate. I don't know.
Last Monday night, my son, because he lives next door to
I do know.
and it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and somebody was knocking on his window.
Yeah.
Now, whether it was somebody had come for drugs or what, and was knocking at the wrong window, you know. But that's what he's got to live with.
I think, yes, Dave.
I live down the bottom of Church Street, and I'm back onto Lily Gardens. Now, Lily Gardens had 2 or 3 years ago a really big drug problem.
Yeah, it did.
A massive drug problem. Exactly the same as you've got down Princess Street. The police came, exactly the same as what you're saying, but they did. Right, they did check and look and watch, etc., etc. The drug problem's gone now. They will do it, but it won't be done overnight. Everybody around this table will tell you the same. You have to keep reporting it. You have to keep a log as you're doing, but they will do it eventually. It won't be done overnight. It might take 6 months, might take 8 months, but they will get to the root of it and they will oust them. I can guarantee that, because that's what's happened down on Lydia Gardens. They will do it. But as you've heard on the table, they're moving the drugs from one house to another. So they've got to check all that. They've got to monitor that. They've got to get all the evidence on that.
It's like waiting forever.
Yeah, I agree with you, madam.
Yes.
It can't be done overnight.
Yes, Tony.
Time.
Yes, Tony.
Sweetheart, I'll tell you something though, that a lot of people don't know in here. The family you're on don't shout it. About 6 years ago, right, and I was a young man then, I was about 10 yards, 20 yards away from my front door, taking my dogs out. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. They got out the taxi and put me in hospital for 4 days. Right? I thought I'd got them, bang to right. But they got to the taxi driver and told him, any names? And you're going to get it. So I never got them. But watch what you're doing, sweetheart, because you've got no morals. They're bad. They're bad. Trust me. All right, sweetheart. That's all I have to say to you, sweetheart.
The biggest problem that's it there is over the last 30, 40 years we've gone soft on drugs. I can remember if you got caught smoking a spliff, you got 3 months. And that's where it should be now.
You're quite right.
Thailand, they shoot the bushes and that's
But I think what they've suggested will be the possibly best next move from this council. What they've suggested, get Paddy Tippin here and the police lady that's in charge, Chief Constable. Yes, Chief Constable. I'll try and get them both here to our next meeting. Right, and then we'll advertise that for public to come.
It's in the short game though, mate.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Well, it's been 3 meetings now, Councillor. 3 meetings.
Yes. All right. Yeah. See you.
Thanks very much.
So, anybody else? Mr. Bryan.
Right, sir. I'm going to state with you that it's 4 minutes and 42 seconds. So I'm well within the 5 minutes. Now, before I take up my 5 minutes of public speaking time, I would like to ask the Mayor and anyone else not to intervene until my time is up. I've been stopped 3 out of the previous 4 times before my time is up, and my questions have remained unanswered. Thank you. Never, over a period of 10 years sitting in the public gallery, have I seen this council leadership reach such rock bottom. It springs to mind that old Frank Sinatra tune, I Did It My Way. I have stated in the past that the prospect of Eastwood Council working together will never be achieved. This council leadership does not keep even its own party members informed of events and procedures, so what chance has the opposition got? My drama answer would have been, if you let yourself be led down the garden path, you'll be tarred with the same brush. I think new council members should be given all the answers to the tabled questions without leaving out certain alternatives. For instance, at the 20th of June council meeting, I questioned why a document, which all councillors should have received prior to the meeting, had been withheld, and by whom. When I subsequently asked for this document to be read out, Councillor Charlesworth hoodwinked both his fellow party members and the public by stating the new council chamber would be named the Hazel Braithwaite Council Chamber, and this was seconded by the Mayor. Why was a vote not taken at this meeting? Because I was subsequently informed of an about 10, and the new council chamber would not be now named after any specific person. On the subject of the Alderman Hazel Braithwaite Achievement Award, I brought this up 3 years ago when everything had been put together, A to Z, with help from both Labour and Lib Dem councillors, plus tremendous assistance from Broxtowe Borough Council. I believe it went very well. And the cost the council £50 out of a project total outlay of £300. The object being to ask the public to nominate a person to receive the award on a special night. This would have been asked for sponsors to cover the cost of the next annual event. However, the council decided to take control and to add this award on the same evening in 2015 as the Mayor's Awards. This event could have been organised better by my 8-year-old granddaughter. It was a disgrace. The 2016 awards night was better organised at the new council chamber. The question I'm asking is, all councillors at the 2015 council meeting voted that the HB award would be added onto the Mayor's Award night. It had never been brought up before all councillors from that night to no longer allow this award. Once again, I think you have shown a lack of respect to the Braithwaite family. And you new clients and new ones in, read on the website of Broxtowe about 60 years of service to the public by this lady of Eastwood. When we then come to the elections, I do not know what you have been told by Councillor Charlesworth. When this situation came up 4 years ago, I went to Broxtowe Town Hall to speak to Sue Ross. If and how elections could be avoided and save money. The leader, Councillor Charlesworth, together with Councillor Bagshaw, between them, could have co-opted a new member to the chamber. This had been done only 1 month before. It would have made no difference to the leadership. I'll do it my way, raise its ugly head once again. At the next council meeting, I am going to ask to take over the Alderman Hazel Braithwaite Award again, with the help of both councils, to bring respect back to Hazel's family name. We started the meeting with prayers, so I will finish with a line from the best known prayer. for the power and the glory.
Yes, Pat.
In answer to Mr. Fretwell's question, I did ask Councillor Charlesworth on the award night why there was no Hazel Braithwaite award, and he says, well, it wasn't meant to be every year. He says, and we've had no nominations, and that's the reason that it wasn't.
David.
That's all I can tell you.
David.
Regarding Hazel Braithwaite Award, Brian, as you full well know, Hazel Braithwaite's daughter said that she did not want any contact with Eastwood Town Council at all. Didn't want Eastwood Town Council to contact her at all. In anything to do with her mother, she said she has to give express permission. If we're not allowed to contact her in any way, shape or form, and we can't issue the Hazel Braithwaite Award without her consent, how are we supposed to do it, sir?
Right, sir. You didn't ask permission the first time you did it. Why do we go back to any
Because
other?
we are,
What, sir?
we went on the first thing, this is old news, we've been over and over and over again and again and again. We went there on good faith.
You did not.
Let me finish, sir. We didn't interrupt you, so don't interrupt me. We went there on good faith. In hindsight, we were perhaps wrong. We apologised over and over and over again to that lady and to her husband. Then they said they didn't want anything else to do with Eastwood or Eastwood Town Council. So answer my question, sir, how can we issue a Hazel Braithwaite Award
without
their consent if they do not want to talk to us?
They didn't want to talk.
Answer my question.
You're asking me now. Can I talk now?
You're not answering the question. You're going to go and waffle on.
I'm going to ask you the question now, sir. The question was this. Hazel's daughter asked me, when I asked her to set this up, if I would look into the situation, and she would kindly come and give the award. That's the first one. Now the second one that you organised, you never went nowhere near the family and carried on with it. You didn't ask the family. Now this was before you went to the house, sir.
Right.
Before you went to the house.
Just a minute, Brian. You saw the response as regards what happens after that. It was agreed by this council exactly that we would give Hazel Braithwaite's award out each year.
Correct.
But not in the same manner it was done in the first instant.
Correct.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So we had one for the first year.
Yes, sir.
Right? And then there was additional things that wanted to be done by yourself.
No, sir. It was left to the council. They didn't let me have any dealings with it at all, sir.
Yes, Pete.
Mayor, can I ask Mr. Fretwell? I've just, like everybody else, has just listened to all your points, 4 minutes 42 seconds, as you quite rightly said. You've made quite a few of these points before, which we have discussed before. Now you're talking about not just the Hazel Braithwaite thing, you're talking about the co-opting, etc., etc. So can I just ask you, on a
yes, sir,
man-to-man basis,
yes,
on all these points, who are you actually blaming for all these things?
No, I'm looking on the internet, on what you put on for this people's, to give the people back on the minutes.
No,
and you stated, and stated on the minutes that this, by your leader and by the mayor, that this was going to be called the Hazel Braithwaite. It's on June the 20th, and you've had it on there. Now, sir, why didn't it go ahead?
But what I'm saying to you,
can you answer that question, sir, before you go
what I'm saying to you, Mr. Fretwell, is you made these points sometimes, or quite a lot of times, valid points in these meetings, but the board, a lot of these points...
Can I bring this to a close, because we're just going over history after history after history, and a decision has just one point. So go on. Sorry, Pete. Sorry. Carry on.
No, I have finished now. Sorry, Susan.
All I want to say is, would the council object to me going along to see Hazel's daughter with Brian to smooth it over with the council and talk about another Hazel Breathwaite Award.
In the way that it's been discussed in this council previously, there's minutes of a meeting
Yeah.
where, and it wasn't, it was before our control. It was previous, control that stated how it had got to be run, right? And it wasn't like the first one. It was just an Hazel Braithwaite's Award, right? Now, as far as I'm concerned, that would have carried on, apart from this business of the plaque, right? Now, when we took that plaque down, because we don't like dealing with, and I've told Brian this about the rookery, we don't like having a third party involved. What the rookery should do, if they're coming up here for asking for the mayor to attend their place, they do it through the right channels, through this office, not through Brian. And it's same with Hazel Braithwaite's Award. It shouldn't have come through Brian, it should have come through Hazel Braithwaite, right? Because there's a third party involved. Yes, well, sorry. You know, as far as I'm concerned, it should have come through her herself, right? Not a third party.
When you're communicating via a third party, things get misconstrued.
Now, when Brian, when Bob and Dave went down to take that plaque back, they'd never seen it before, right? Didn't know what it was. Am I right, Dave?
I was there, Sue. She did not know it. She didn't recognise it. And she didn't want it. But I was there. I put my hand on my heart.
Yeah. Okay.
She denied all.
I mean, I want this, Sue. I'm just going on what was said.
And we did it in good faith.
Okay.
Coming from the council, not going through a third party. We did it because we thought that was the best thing to do. In hindsight, perhaps it wasn't.
No.
But everybody can look back and say you should have done that. But after Mr. Fretwell, she stated quite clearly that she didn't want anything to do with Eastwood Town Council, and she didn't want Eastwood Town Council to contact her in any way. If you wish to go and see her,
yeah, as an individual,
by all means. But we did apologise. I apologised. I don't time to apologise. Because our intent was not to upset the lady.
Yeah, Pete, can you finish off then, Maluk? Have you finished? Because I cut you off, I'm sorry.
I was just thinking that, is this the public forum?
Anyone else?
We've gone over half an hour, then.
Yeah, that's it. Right, well, we've got nothing for the police, so I'll do...
Can I just explain, Count?
Well, sorry.
In terms of the police, owing to the long discussion we had at the last meeting and the concerns that we had about the police not attending meetings, I can assure you that Councillor Longdon did have a meeting with the police straight after the meeting to try and organise something for tonight. And basically, up to last week, nothing had happened, so we got in touch with them again, and we've met with the same situation today, basically.
But on Friday, on Friday afternoon, Sergeant Brown was in this office, and he stated that one of his officers would be here tonight. But Mr. Ragg, Inspector Ragg, has cancelled that this evening. For what reason, I just don't know.
No.
It may be they're busy.
Can I say I've seen Pete in Eastwood, the PSO?
Yes.
I spoke to him about the meeting. He says, I didn't know there was one tonight.
Yes.
So we ain't got a clue about that.
Yes, but
I did say to him, is anybody turning up? He says, I don't really know. He said, but I'll check when I get back to the station.
Yes, but I understand.
No reply.
I understand again that it has to be a very senior officer that comes, not one of those.
That's what he said.
Look, that's what I've heard. Yes, David?
I'm just going back to what we said last time, and I don't know if anybody's tried to action it. They really, if they're under pressure of work, as I said last time, when Bob said we've got this facility, we could do it on Skype. You know, we could see
yes. Okay.
It's easy.
Yep.
When we've got a copper, people can ask them questions.
Yes.
If you can't go here, you can go there.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Sorry, Dave, we never took that up. You're quite right.
That's okay, I'll mention that.
We'll mention that to them.
Thank you for that.
Right. Where are we now?
The next one is the invoice for the by-election, the payment.
Yes. Yes, we need approval for the by-election payment. It's got to be paid.
I propose that we pay it, we've got no choice.
Yes.
We've got
Yes.
to pay it, so I'll propose that we pay it.
Right, all in favour?
Do we ever get a breakdown, Mr. Mayor?
Well, we have asked for one, councillor, and nothing's come back.
I'd like to see a breakdown.
I was also asked.
You know, how they've arrived at that cost.
Yeah. I was also asked to get some breakdown as to how many was in each polling station, and that's not come back either. And I've chased that two or three
Well,
times.
there's definitely 2 desks at Colin Dyson Centre.
Yeah.
And there were 2 deaths on the Christmas.
Was there?
Yeah. There were 4 people.
Yeah, but a lot of the cost will be postal, won't it? Postal votes.
Maybe.
That's where the cost is,
Yeah.
What's it, number 8? David?
Right, with the booking of the hall, or the hire of the hall, is getting quite expensive now. It's quite booked up well into next year, which is good for all of us. It's bringing an income in. What I would like to ask the council is whether they feel it's fit to appoint a caretaker. Look into whether we need a caretaker. Currently at the moment, each company or person that hires a hall, there's a different layout of tables. Some want a conference table, some want 2 tables, some want no tables, some want chairs, some want no chairs. And at the moment, is either myself, Councillor Charlesworth and Councillor Longdon are coming in and laying out tables right to whatever who's coming in. We can't always do this. We are putting ourselves out quite a bit to do this, especially over the weekends. So it's whether we think it's feasible to look into hiring a caretaker. Just like people's opinion, please, before we go into looking into what it's going to cost, whether we think that's necessary.
I think that's something that was costing first, Mr. Mayor.
But I don't want to go into getting Howard to go into doing all the costings if we're going to throw it out once we've got all the costings.
Oh, we don't know.
Yeah, but do you think what
Good idea.
in principle do you think it's possible? Today, this was on the 10th and the 11th, 16. Bookings come to £2,750. That's what bookings have been so far up there, and it's not included up to the end of this year. So it possibly looks like that the hire of the hall will pay for itself, because whether we feel it's needed, and that's what I really want to ask.
What's the time frame for the hours? Is it just sort of 9 till 5 or
No. It depends on who's booked the hall and
when,
for how long they've booked it for. If somebody's booked for an hour, we don't need somebody here for 8 hours.
No.
It's 10 minutes before, 10 minutes after to make sure the tables are put away.
Well, that's
and the
something
hall
you
is,
want to look at.
the hall is left.
So are you looking at flexi hours?
Yeah, we just somebody who's prepared to come in,
put tables,
unlock, put tables out, put tables away, put the chairs away, and make sure that the chamber is clean. I've been hoovering this myself after last weekend's, well, not this weekend, but on the weekend before. I come in and hoovered all this out myself and put all the tables away. We have purchased a trolley to help move the tables, because some, as I said, some people don't want the tables in here, so we have to move them. The only place we can put them is in the garage. It takes 2 people to carry the bigger tables out to the garage without doing some damage to themselves and all the tables. So we've purchased a trolley to the cost of £210, I think it was, to be able to wheel the trolleys out and wheel the trolleys back in.
in comfort.
In comfort without doing any health and safety
Back
risks.
problems.
Back problems. So we just want people's opinions. Do you think we should do
Yes,
it
Sue.
or not?
I just think, David, yeah, if the room hire covers the number of hours that the caretaker would work, well then that's no problem, is it?
I didn't want to go into any detailed depth of trying to find a rate and sort of an advert or whatever it is without you guys saying yes or no. If you want me to do that, then I will do that.
I just think if you could work on a month's basis, you know how many hours you would need that person, and then you could sort of work it out.
The person would have to be very flexible.
Yeah.
Sort of a retired person.
Yeah.
But
There's
then on
plenty,
the other hand,
there's plenty down top of North Street.
then he needs to be fairly fit as well.
Yeah.
At your end.
Yeah, there's plenty just down road here. Down
I mean, will he be responsible for the heating and whatnot? Or is it
No,
automatic?
heating's automatic. All he'd be responsible for is to make the layout of the tables. If it's out of hours,
And setting the alarm?
if it's out of hours, he would have to let himself in, unlock, then lock up. Finish. Yes, he would be. Obviously, got to be a responsible person. He would be responsible for making sure that the building is locked up in the correct manner.
Well, I think you ought to, like Sue says, do a rough cost on the hours
Fine,
and
yeah.
get a job description.
Yep.
And then present it to us.
Okay. Could you make a note of that, Chris? And we'll do that for the next meeting.
Okay. Yeah.
Next one is Ken.
Oh, they want to vote on that or?
No.
Just a report. That's okay, Councillor.
I think you've all got a copy of the report on the lot of them. You've all read through it.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you've got any comments on that, but I have comments on the report.
Yeah, I've got a question. Who is actually going to remove the asbestos?
Apparently, Councillor
Andrew Popson.
Andrew,
Popson,
and myself,
and David.
And me, if necessary.
And we have purchased all-in-one suits, gloves, masks, and etc. etc. So, and we've also got the red bags from the council, Roxdale Council, where they put the asbestos in and tapes.
Yes, Tony.
I was doing a course last week, Mr. Mayor. It was a management course, thank God. The guy that was the teacher there, obviously, he deals a lot with asbestos. I asked him a question regarding this asbestos. There's white, there's blue, and there's another colour. The white and brown, and the white one's not the dangerous one, but it's still dangerous. Do you know the procedure before you start moving it?
Yep.
Do you know that the council, yes, will let a domestic house owner move it, but not a company? I don't know if we're classed as a company, but we're moving asbestos. We're not a domestic household, are we? So we just need to look at that because they won't charge you massively. Before you move it, it must be hosed down. But do we know all this before we go into that? Do we know all this? Somebody coming off away and
yes,
you know,
we've got all that detail.
We've got all that detail.
Yeah.
Just make you aware of it
Before
before
any asbestos is planned to be moved or would be moved, a risk assessment would be done.
Right, just make sure, David, check that it's you're okay to move this. I don't know if you're like a company, this is a company or whatever. I know you.
If you can get
domestics
any information from that, what would assist us to do that?
That's what he's told me. He said just check and just tell him it's not an household that's moving it. I know you're saying just allotment, but just check. This is the Eastwood Council moving it.
Have we got notes from the course?
They'll be able to tell you down there.
Yes, David.
If you've not been asked properly, they'll tell you anything. They'll just say, yeah, can we get some bags and go in on it?
Yeah.
But just follow it
It's
up.
supposed to be
Or she's going to do
double
it fine.
bagged and put in a proper state.
Follow it up, or she'll go fine. Just clear the areas, make sure you're right.
All we'll be doing is bagging it. We won't be shifting it off site. All we'll be doing is bagging it
Who's
up.
going to move it off site?
We'll have to get somebody to do that because we can't put it off. I can't move it off site. I
No.
haven't got the vehicle to move it off site.
Yes, David.
Yeah, just going back to what I said at the last week, one of the guys on Charles Avenue allotments, he's got quite a shed made of the normal garage, which is all asbestos. and he's one of them that wanted it moved, and he stopped me on the allotment and said, look, get me some red bags. I've worked in asbestos for over 30 years, and I'm quite happy to bag this up. So maybe he's a guy that we could go and talk to and make sure the procedures are okay. But all he says, as long as you wet it on this one, he says it'll be all right, stable.
It's the dust, isn't it?
Yes, Charlie.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll make both points at the same time because I never seem to get in. I sit here and final disposal cost. What will it be? Because we're not allowed to go and just dump it in the skip or the tip. So I presume there will be a final disposal cost from the Borough Council. And the other one, whilst got my mouth open, the Derby Road allotments, the repositioning the gate at the top of the site on Morrison's side. Now, does this mean then that the gardeners will go through Morrison's car park to get to the site?
Yeah, what it is actually on that one is we are actually getting a lot of stick and a lot of people complaining about cars parked on Derby Road on the grass verge. People with wheelchairs and pushchairs and that have complained that they can't get past sometime because their cars are parked there. What we're actually doing is going to have a meeting with the manager at Morrison's and asking for permission if we can park cars on the car park, which the inevitable amount will be maximum 4 or 5 cars at a time, even sometimes not even that. But we're organising a meeting with the manager there, and according to what's been told by Chris, that Keith
It's Councillor Harper.
and Councillor Harper is going to arrange a meeting with the manager at Morrison's. Now, I pointed to the fact that it's all right talking to the manager at Morrison's, but you need to talk to the estates manager, not the shop manager. He is the person to contact and sort it out and get permission to park on there. And the other problem is we've got on that is, as you know, there's a walkway through which used to be used by the school, which is no longer used. And it's in such a bad state, we overgrown on the fence, that eventually it's going to pull the fence down anyway. And we want to know who's responsible for the upkeep of that passageway, because I don't think it is our responsibility.
Can I just come in there, please, because it's a little bit more than that, but we've got the meeting with Morrison's, right, and that is, that piece of land there, we want it fencing off, and what we're saying is, what are they going to do with that land if they're going to do nothing with it? Give it to us, right, and we'll extend our allotments.
I'm pleased it's been thought out fairly well, in as much as there has been an approach to Morrison's. The only other thing I would ask is the actual costing of this, because again, at the end of the day, it will cost cash to open up a gate in that fence. Probably, hopefully not a lot, but the allotment fund at the moment is in negative. So
Let's come back on that one again. We'll come back to that one on you, Charlie. Hopefully, next year when the contract's finished with the grass cutting and everything else, and hopefully we'll be allowed to do it ourselves, purchase a lawnmower. I'm quite willing to do it every 2 weeks on Duckett or on Derby Road as well, and I look after the edge on Derby Road and Duckett. I'm quite willing to do that. With the cost we've saved on the contract, we might be able to work something out for the cost of the gate. But we'll have to see how that goes. See whether we can recover some of the cost for the allotments.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking, but I mean, what happens, for instance, if you run yourself over the wrong run?
Exactly. I would just like to make that point, sorry. Are you actually insured? You know, all I'm saying is, are you insured if, actually, as a volunteer?
Can we please stick to the I mean, this is just for noting at this point, right? Not for discussion at this point. Ken is reporting what he'd like to do, right? Now, if we either agree with it or we don't agree with it, right? I mean, there was other points made at a previous meeting where Tony came up with an idea, and that hasn't been discussed, where he's got to sit on mower. Did you not suggest something, Tony?
Yeah.
Right, and he'd bring that sit-up mower and he'd do it. Now, whether that's another way of looking at it, then
Yeah.
I think it just needs talking. I mean, this is for noting, really.
Yeah.
We'll put it down as an item there for next meeting.
Exactly.
That's right.
With all the options.
Yes.
The path that runs around the edge of the car park in Morrison's that the kids used to come from the school.
They did.
Is that the piece of land you refer to?
Yes. Yes, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if they...
Is it not used now then?
No, the first job that new headmistress did was stop that path being used for school kids. And the best thing they ever did for Morrison's. Right? Because kids used to go in there at school, before school, and it used to be mayhem. Right, well, don't get that no more. Right, so that gate will never ever be opened again, and she's promised me that. So, as far as I'm concerned, if we can get Morrison's to let Eastwood Town Council have that land, I'm sure that we can make use of it.
Can I ask you a question? How many plots do you think would get out of that extra land?
Wouldn't. You wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No, it wouldn't. No.
It'd just be extended.
Oh, extended. I thought you might have some more plots, that's all.
No.
I thought
Pardon?
it would probably cost money to use it because you'd need another fence erecting.
There was always a fence on Morrison's side anyway. It's fenced off already.
There's already a fence on the end of the allotment, anyway, which belongs to Morrison's.
Yeah.
That fence is theirs.
Yeah, but you're talking about land in the side of it, so you'd need to fence. You'd have the expense of an external fence.
That's what we've got the meeting for. Right, now, as far as I'm concerned, at the end of that meeting, if it's not suitable for Eastwood Town Council in any way, right, then it won't happen. It's as simple as that.
Can I just add one other thing, which I object to strongly, may I say? Due respect to you, Keith, due respect to Councillor Tony Harper, okay?
Yep.
You're both having a meeting with Morrison's.
Yes.
Yeah, I look after the allotments. I've not been involved in that.
It wasn't set up for the allotments, Ken. Right? It was set up at a lights meeting, Christmas lights meeting.
Yeah.
Because we're going down to see Morrison's
But that
about
will be discussed.
Christmas lights meeting. Right?
That will be discussed.
But that will be discussed. It's nothing to do with allotments at this point, it's that footpath.
Yeah.
Right? As far as I'm concerned, can Eastwood Town Council put something forward as to take over that footpath? If nobody agrees to it at the end of the day, then it's not going to happen. It's as simple as that. It's just a meeting to find out, that's all.
Right.
Noted.
Noted. Carry on, Ken. Or have you done?
Yeah, if there's any other questions, I'm quite willing to answer them. But
Yes.
have a think about the community one, because I'll be looking for some sponsors. Okay, so if anybody can come up with anything on some sponsors for that allotment, I'm really, really grateful. It'll help out tremendous.
Right. Thank you very much, Ken. Yeah.
10.
Yeah, 10. Dave.
Yeah. You've all got a copy of what we've sent to Rochdale Borough Council. These are our comments on 2 certain items, and we await their return to see what happens there. Because this micro pub is getting beyond a joke in Eastwood at the moment. It's springing up everywhere.
Yeah.
So we'll just wait and see as to what Rochdale say about these comments we've made down here.
Yeah. Just as important, I was asked when I went to the barbers if what used to be care mattress
Yes.
That's what. That's a good
I
one.
would ask about the same person, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, Chris.
Following this meeting, when we actually distributed this stuff, another application came out, and that's in respect to the Durban House. It's not on this list, but it's another one that's come out the very day we distributed this list. Another important application came out regarding Durban House. I just wonder whether you've got any comments.
Yes, I've seen those plans. Yeah. And to be perfectly honest, it really needs something doing to Durban House.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've got to agree with those plans on there. They're quite good. So I've got no objections to that in any way.
Is that the General Council's view?
Well, Mr Mayor, when you think of these spa places, they're always in kind of a period building. So what a great idea and a good investment. It means that Durban House will remain. It's not going to be sold off, not at the moment anyway.
And
I was delighted.
And there's,
Plus the fact that they're going to incorporate the day in Florence Heritage.
yeah, downstairs.
Well,
Yes. Dave, can you investigate if there's a room for store it food?
At Durban House?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can go and have a look. Yeah. Well, looking at the plans, I don't think there's going to be any room for anything at the moment. Because they actually are going to use the cellar as well.
Yes, but there might be a room down there. But, you know,
I'll have words.
I've not been down cellar, so I don't know.
Yeah.
A nice kitchen.
11, David.
Update on the leases. The police lease has been sent to the police for review. It is late, but that's down to our solicitors. Despite Chris chase, it's down to our solicitors. We've had several conference calls noted in last month's meeting, and that is on the way. That is at the police now. The retail lease has been sent to Better Than Hypnosis. According to John Williamson, he has signed it and sent it back. So at the moment we are in good there. There is some work still to be done in the retail area. Any volunteers would be greatly appreciated.
Update on Christmas lights switch on.
Right, the Christmas lights switch on is going ahead as it's been discussed. It is proposed that the front, which will be the front police desk, would be used as a control centre for marshals, Alex Khan and his people. We spoke to the police, as they've not really signed the lease yet. It still belongs to us. So we've asked them if that's okay. They've got no issues with it. Alex Khan is coming up on the day to finalise what he wants to do with that area. It's on the street. It's the best location for any lost children, etc., etc. So that's going to happen with that. No more meetings planned, as far as I'm aware.
Yes, David.
Just a quick observation on there. Match funding was £6,000. I can remember at our meetings that we did say that we wanted to have a great input into this if we were going to go with our £6,000. Otherwise, we may have to do something on that. Can we have an update on that? I mean, it seems that we're giving them £6,000, but we've not heard whether we've got how much input we have on those lights.
The last couple of meetings, I attended them. I wouldn't guarantee what I did. It's good that we did because there wasn't many of us who actually did attend.
I did.
So that's probably down right to us guys sitting around the table for not coming, and everybody was aware of where they were. Yes, we are having input.
Councillor, if you look at the minutes that you agreed tonight, the Christmas light, that was where it was all brought out. For the Christmas light committee meeting, which we agreed tonight on the minutes, it's all been worked out there as how it's all being formed and how we're working it.
As far as I'm aware, all the acts are in place. Road closures instructions have been issued to all shopkeepers. I know that's done because I did it myself. Letters have been sent to house owners of the affected streets. I believe that's also been done. Any volunteers who can make it on that day or that evening to come into the hall and to help monitor the front desk, just be here in general, would also be appreciated.
Yes, David.
Chair, just very quickly on
That's
that.
David.
When we talked about putting the £6,000 up, we talked about the Christmas lights that we have, like that string of lights down at the far end where all the bulbs pop and God knows what.
Yeah, but that...
Hang on, thank you. So have we sorted that out and have we got better illuminations this year? That was the main criteria.
There's two different committees. Right, Alex.
One's to be strung up, one's on the
Alex Gorn is on to do with the Christmas lights event.
Yeah.
Right, Matthew Batteram, is it? Have I got that right?
Yeah.
Matthew Batteram, sure.
That's it.
Batteram. He does the actual lights themselves.
That's right. Two separate.
So we've had two separate meetings.
This phone number then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just to clarify that, David, I was going to ring Alex Thorne tomorrow and find
Sorry, I
out.
can't hear you, I can't see you.
I was going to ring Alex Thorne tomorrow to find out about the lights, whether they've been repaired, like we asked them to do before they put them up, and when are they putting them up.
Yeah.
Because no end of people's asking me why the lights aren't going up.
Absolutely.
As far as I'm aware, and according to Matt Batteram, any lights that were in a non-working condition, or some of the old bulb type ones, have been replaced with LED.
Brilliant.
And David, another point that you must make sure that you get in place is that the maintenance of the lights, because when they go, they leave them. So we've got lights up and we get half of them not working. We need them sorting out at the day.
Yeah. I'll ring you tomorrow.
Well,
But can I just say, David, and to everybody in this room, right, instead of criticising at this meeting, why don't you come to the actual meeting when we've got them in place?
Little bit of misjudgment there, Keith.
No, I'm not
criticising.
I'm not saying you're criticising. What I'm saying is, these things are best done at the meeting involving Christmas light switch
Your
on.
remarks was instead of criticising, nobody's criticising. We're giving great advice on what we do for the people of Eastwood.
Probably criticising was the wrong word, David. Statement then.
If I remember rightly, Mr. Mayor, until a few years ago, this used to be an ongoing thing throughout the year. There used to be a meeting once a month. I forget the young lady from Boxer, I forget her name, she was very good at it. Claire James. And this went on, and they had a damn good light switch on. Sorry?
The reason being, there was two events, because there was the Arts Festival.
But that's right. But I've one or two people say to me, over the past year or so, it's dropped off. And I mean, I've even had people say to me, I shan't bother with the light switch on this year at all. I should just stay at home. So, we've got to be very careful what we do.
Well, to be quite honest, I think last year's event, there were more people at last year's event than ever before. So I can't see where that comes from, but that's my thoughts. That's all.
I went down and I almost stayed about.
I mean, there was the only criticism that I got was some people with children, right, after the lights switch on, right, they were taking the kids home because it was too late to stop up until 8 o'clock when fireworks go off.
It's been changed.
Reverse that time, it's how it used
Well,
to
it
be.
has been changed this time.
Good.
Yes.
To what?
Yeah. Eh?
What? 6 o'clock the lights on.
What time?
6 o'clock the light, I think.
And what about the fireworks?
They're going to be 8 o'clock, aren't
8 o'clock.
they? 8 o'clock the fireworks.
6 o'clock switch on.
Yes.
Or is it 6:30?
No, it's 6:30, I think.
6:30, I think it is. 6:30.
Yes.
Yeah, but then you trouble is, as soon as
There's a notice in the notice board,
everybody goes
David.
home.
Oh.
Right. So
If they
fireworks
do them
are
together.
If you do them together, people see the fireworks and they go home. and they're loosening all these acts, getting all these acts, and these acts are planned to, plan to themselves basically. That's why the fireworks are the last thing, and that's why it's 8 o'clock.
Right, moving on.
Right, moving on.
Number 13.
18. Chris.
It's the RFO letter read SA Nottingham Limited unpaid invoice.
Well, let's put it this way. My letter worked because within a few days afterwards we got the money.
Good.
So
Next
paid
one,
up, job done, not chasing anymore.
Good.
Must have just inform people.
Next one, Chris.
I know lots of people are boycotting the office because I usually want Langley Hill now, and he said I insisting on other people coming from Eastwood to use the office now and there now.
Parking's issue.
That's it, people are going to Langley Mill, say Charlie.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Guildford.
And Guildford.
The Mayor's Civic Service.
Yeah.
Are you able to give us an update, Councillor Master, because you said you were organising? Is that Mayor's Civic Service?
Everything's going swimmingly, isn't it?
Yes. I haven't brought an update, I'm sorry.
No. It is in everything's being organised. The service sheets be put together and the various other arrangements are in hand, aren't they?
David?
It was brought up a meeting about, I think you were lobbied Ken about the disabled access into the new post office. I went in there myself and they had just been inspected by the post office counters for disabled access.
You want to read it on there?
Everything in the post office meets the criteria for disabled access, apart from one shelf which was near the fortress, which was too high. That subsequently has now been moved down to the correct height. All the doors and everything else are wheelchair friendly.
Well, just post it as a comment.
That's what I was told.
Yes.
Most of the people can't get in.
We've had report.
No, there's not a step, it's not wide enough.
The door's not wide enough.
They assured me, this was the girls in there, that they were inspected on the day that I went in, to be honest, and they said that post office counters have inspected it and they've passed it.
Well, there's people sitting outside in mobility chairs
So
who can't go in.
It's not. I'm not sure whether the reason they can't get in is because they can't open the door.
No,
that
it's not
wasn't said. Because I did mention that, how do people in a wheelchair open the door? And the girls behind the counter said that 9 times out of 10 the door is propped open and they've not had an issue, nobody complained.
Well, I've had 2 complaints anyway.
Yeah, I've had
with mobility chairs.
In fact, to be perfect, sorry to interrupt Dave, but to be perfectly honest, Chris and myself sent a letter to the head cod at London, didn't we, Chris?
Yes, yeah.
And have we had any reply yet?
No.
That might have been the reason that
started it off.
Went in and checked.
That might have started it off, I think.
They might have kick-started it. But can I make a suggestion that can you get hold of the person who complained? Can you go up there with them?
I'll try and find it.
Can you go up there with them?
Yeah,
and see if they can get in. If they can't get in, then we'll go back to the post office counters.
I don't know where they live. It's a case of just bumping
But that's what I was told.
Yeah. It's bumping into the person.
Yes, Charlie.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. At the last meeting, I did ask the town clerk a couple of questions, and one was about Gedling taxi rates.
Yes.
We've had a nice reply back, but unfortunately, it doesn't tell us anything that we didn't know before. We told them that at the meeting, and the other one was on the cars on the grass verge on Country Way.
That's right.
Now, today there wasn't one there, and yesterday there wasn't one there. I don't know what it was like the previous week because I've been away, I've been in hospital. But prior to that, there was 1, 2 and sometimes 3 cars a day parked down there, and I use that every day of the week.
Yep.
And the IFO's nodding with me because he lives down there.
I do. It's the house next to the park.
That's right.
Next to the park, they've got about 5 cars
and the rest.
Yeah.
Maybe seeing the line.
It's terrible how many we've got. And, yeah.
But this guy says that there's only one instance he's noticed one. So
Well, since your complaint, Charles, they've been monitoring it, and that's all they've come up with at this point.
Somebody's
Yeah.
had a quiet word.
Well, same as I say, as far as I'm concerned, they're monitoring it. They might have, but at the same time, Charlie, it is happening on Walker Street as well, as I don't know whether you noticed.
It is.
Yeah, the parking on the grass verge there. Right, on your second one, where are we? No.
They're moving.
That's it.
Now.
Any more, Chris?
No, that's it. No, it's now
Right.
council.
Town Council's report. Anybody got any? No. Well, I'd just like you to have this for noting, and this is the office Christmas and New Year closing dates. If everybody will write these down, they will be from 12 p.m. on Wednesday the 21st and return on Tuesday 3rd of January.
Tuesday the 3rd.
Yes. Matters from the Borough Council. Any? There's just one point, Josie, David, Sue. Right, red bins. Can we elaborate on red bins, please, a little? Because
red bin for glass collection.
Correct. Yes.
Rather than the bags.
Yes.
Yeah. I was putting up. I was at a meeting with that when it came up. Red bins are now being distributed at a cost, an annual cost. So it's not a one-off payment, which I found quite unacceptable as far as I'm concerned. So you're paying, I think, 21 quid for a red bin.
Yes.
Then yearly, annually, for the same cost, rather than the green bags, because the green bag replacement that they provided blows all over the place. But that to me was no excuse, because they should have provided the green bins with the
weight on
bottom,
yes,
the
weight
bottom,
on,
whatever you like to call it, because that doesn't blow all over the place. Not a lot of people, I've still got one left, and I still use mine, and they said it's a cost implication, but I think the cost implication is it's going to be a damn sight better money and they're charging you 21 quid a year for a red bin than providing you with a green bag.
Yes.
That's how it will happen. And some of the red bins are already out there, if you notice.
Can we have one meeting, please? Yes, David.
Yeah, so I've seen some of the red bins out there, and if it's like the garden refuse bins, they will be very popular and people will pay it, and that's the nature of the business.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed that they just can't replace the heavier green bags.
Yeah.
But that's going to happen, and it's in process now.
Do you get any discount too?
What do you say, Charlie?
As if you're not quite
Right.
These last bins, fortnightly.
Yeah, it's quite a big. It's a slimline bin, but it's a tall bin, so God, if you fill that every fortnight, it's might be around.
Right. Matters for County Council. Chris has got a.
At the last meeting, we did have quite a detailed discussion regarding the new Lynn Cross School, and we were quite happy with the new Lynn Cross School to be built, but we were concerned about issues like the infrastructure, new roads going in, and all that sort of issue. So we did get in touch with the county council, and basically at this moment in time, that application that we discussed was only for the Lynn Cross School, and at this time they're not in the position to be able to talk to us about how they're going to develop the rest. So what we've got to do, we've got to have meetings with Broxtowe Council and their planning department, who will be looking at this issue, and also obviously any developer. So that's something that we do need to address, and one of our borough councils can work with us on that, because this is a major issue that we need to sort out in the town. It is going to affect the infrastructure in that area, so we would like some councillors to work with us to help us to get that matter sorted out, so we can get some early ideas of how they're going to develop the area.
The footpath.
And then also we had a meeting with with Mr Lewis, who's the manager of the Rights of Way department, concerning the right of way that goes from Walker Street down to Garden Road. We were concerned because the paths on the definitive map it didn't go all the way down from Walker Street to Garden Road, and also it had been diverted into what was the old Walker Street School. We were assured by the manager at the Rights of Way this will not be a problem. They will be able to legalise the path and provide a right of way all the way from Walker Street all the way down to Garden Road. But the point was made that in future, as this development takes place, whilst we might get the path put back, it might be affected again by further development. But at this moment in time, as far as the right of way is concerned, it will be put back.
Yes, David. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
I'll come in on...
He's got a bigger arm than you, David.
I'll come in on 2 points if I can remember. When we had the meeting with the ladies from the county council discussing that, I think it was pretty obvious that their intention was to sell the green space land to a developer, not our problem no more, and that's how they're going to get rid of it. I don't think that should be the attitude. People on Garden Road keep asking me what's going to go off. And as of yet, we don't know. But I suggest that there will be houses, there will be a problem how they're going to get there. So I can just see that they'll say, highest bidder, there it goes, we've washed our hands of it, and that's what will happen. As far as the path goes, I don't understand how the path went into Walker Street School, because from Walker Street down to Garden Road, it's a pretty damn straight line.
Yeah, it was. It did go across into the school area, and it used to come out where there's a gate on Walker Street. There's a gate on Walker Street, and that was enclosed by the school, and that's what the path did go from there. And then it got diverted with some development in the school to another line, but they didn't do the proper map alteration, and so you've ended up with the path in two places off Walker Street.
Have you got the outline of that then?
Yes, I have, yeah.
Because I could do with a copy of that.
I've got your copy here.
Yours, I'll have a copy if you don't mind.
I've got you a spare copy, you can have it now, yeah. Yeah, you can have a
Yes, David, sorry.
Just carrying on from what David said, if you finish, my friend.
My friend, you carry on.
Right. We did indeed have
right.
words with those people from Notts County Council.
We did.
And did we not say, as a council, we would prefer that area to be a recreation area for the kids?
For the people of Eastwood.
For the people of Eastwood, yeah.
Yeah, not necessarily just for the kids.
And I think we'll stick to that.
And I think you're absolutely right. It's a green space, which the people down there haven't got. So you can utilise it. And all they're looking at is how much, thanks very much. And that's not what we need in Eastwood.
So is it possible then, Councillor, that as a borough council you could work with us with the planning department to see what's actually happening, because that's what we've got to do if we're going to get anywhere.
I'm constantly working with the planning department.
You are, sir, yeah.
This will be really noted.
Yeah.
With the planning department.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
I was going to suggest, but I think if we're going to get Paddy Tip in here and the police at the next meeting, it'd be overkill if I got them back. So
No. I think their intention is quite clear, Chair, to be honest, and I just think we have to keep abreast of what they're proposing to do, and we'll do that through what comes in planning at Broxtowe.
Does it belong to Notts County Council or Broxtowe?
No,
Notts County Council. Notts County Council.
Right.
Any more on County Council?
No.
We're only making schedules now.
Has anybody made any comments?
No, not to my knowledge. Have any
I've
comments?
had no comments about the payment schedule at all in any sort of way.
No.
Do we take that as noted then? Noted. David, we're taking that as noted?
Yeah, noted, Chair.
Right.
Thank you very much, yes.
Do your
absolutely.
bang and we'll walk and close the meeting.
Is that the same as 18?
18, don't forget the income and expenditure report.
Right.
Yeah, anybody got any questions at all?
Yes, no,
Yeah.
same with that.
Same.
So it's noted.